to me about how excited you are to be here this year at the Canadian Screen Awards.
I'm very happy to be here. I think there's a great year, but also I'm very proud of our filmmakers, our actors, and we can be proud of ourselves.
There's a lot of people who are carrying the torch for Canadian cinema, and I think now more than ever people are taking very seriously what is coming out of Canada.
I think that when Canadians reach a point where they do have a lot of eyes on them, I think they have to use that for their advantage and continue to foster more Canadian work.
Why is it important for you to be here tonight supporting the Canadian film and TV industry?
Well, of course, an important part of quality of life is the arts and culture. And if we want to see an enhanced quality of life in Canada, we want to celebrate achievements in the arts, and that includes in the screen arts.
The creative industries are worth $48.8 billion to this country in terms of economic participation. So that's more than agriculture, forestry, and fisheries combined.
A lot of jobs.
It's almost 150,000 full-time jobs in the production sector alone.
What more can the government do to boost the Canadian film and TV industry?
Well, what they can't do is cut funding, which happened in Nova Scotia this year, which killed a lot of shows out there where we filmed Mr. D. So I know that is, which was a mistake, and I know it's happened. I think it happened in some other provinces, but we need to go the other way. And continue funding the arts.
I have to say the government is already doing so much. The support that the arts has in Canada, it's unlike any other country. Organizations like Telefilm Canada are truly the backbone of the Canadian film and TV industry. So hopefully they can just keep doing what they're doing.
Thanks to the low Canadian dollar, the Canadian film and TV industry is doing well. So how do we keep that balanced and moving forward and flourishing when the dollar goes back up?
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, we have right now a very thriving Canadian film industry, and we can be very proud of that. Yes, the dollar is helping to a certain extent. But at the same time, we need to make sure that while we're attracting productions to be made here, we need to make sure that we develop that Canadian local talent.
One of the really cool things about Canada is that our show is recognized on such a big scale, especially as a native show on APTN through Resolution Pictures. And even as a cast, even though we are all First Nations, we're all very diverse, we're all different.
On the heels of the diversity controversy at the Oscars in the U.S., many noted Canada is ahead of the curve when it comes to being more inclusive.
I think the CSA is incredibly diverse. Like our, in our category, we have the Mohawk Girls, which is a very funny show, and I'm very happy for them.
Well, I think what's exciting is that in those categories that Mohawk Girls and Blackstone are in the main categories. It's not a separate category for Indigenous films or TV shows. These are high-quality films creating stars, which is what we want to do.
When you look outside, what do you see? You see a diverse community. You see blacks, whites, Asians, Indians, First Nations. And so we need to understand that when we're creating film and television, that's the same world that we need to create. And it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, where you come from. We all have a story to tell.
I'm looking around and seeing that this is the Canada that I know, and it's great. I think that Canada can be a model to the world, and we just need to keep supporting the arts, industries, and all the things that make Canada a vibrant cultural center.
I think that as a government, we really need to reinvest in arts and culture, and that's a priority for us. And it's part of an innovation policy. It's rooted in our vision of the economy, of how to grow the economy. You need to diversify it, and you need also to make sure to help it grow by investing, and that's what we will be doing.
Reporting from the 2016 Canadian Screen Awards in Toronto, I'm Heather Seaman.